what makes a Filipino a Filipino. Now, being a biochem major, I've encountered some pretty difficult questions in my life. But I can say with the utmost confidence that this has been by far the hardest to answer. It has been hard in the sense that it exposed me to the harsh reality that I don't know everything. But in doing so, it also exposed me to some beautiful truths. My name is Reyna, and these are my truths. In the end, friends should bring out the best in one another. As a Filipino American community, we should encourage our friends to be confident in and proud of who they are and where they are going. Take me, for example. In the past, when I looked in the mirror, I saw this brown, pigmented girl who just wasn't me. Maybe she lived in the Philippines with her Filipino parents instead of the predominantly white suburbs of Edmonds. Maybe she could speak fluent Tagalog and didn't have to turn on the English subtitles every time she watched the latest episode of Pangako Sayo. Maybe she could go to bed feeling satisfied with herself instead of tossing and turning, planning in her head the next step in her seemingly unattainable goal of becoming a true Filipina, the way that I do. Maybe she never had to fight this unsettling feeling that she would never find a home in her own culture. I was so jealous of her. When people scan your fair-skinned family and then fixate their eyes on you, you feel like the answer to a test question, asking which one of these things doesn't belong. But, you know, my friends have convinced me that being Filipino American is not dependent on your looks, on your skin. It is not determined by a set of checkboxes. This project has allowed me to hear a wide variety of stories and perspectives, and ultimately it has convinced me that if you have love in your heart and you have love for your culture, you belong in your culture. Ultimately, by seeking out different perspectives, we get to encourage each other to grow as a community, to enrich each other's knowledge. Thus, we should always be able to hear each other out and always seek an opportunity to listen to each other's stories. Thanks to my wonderful friends, I got to hear drastically different stories that have convinced me that I do belong here in this culture. Now, when I look in the mirror, I don't see that mythical girl who fit perfectly into her culture. I see me for me, Reyna, a strong Pinay with white parents who, although she doesn't know everything, she knows that she is part of something much more beautiful than herself.
Hey guys, my name is Alex. I like meat. But I guess I also like video games, one my friend Reyna, and just recently my friend Emmy too. So I have something to tell all of you guys. I, unfortunately, am not the best at everything. I mean, you've heard it from my mom. Anak, you should learn how to do Tagalog. Anak, you need to learn how to do Filipino dance. And don't even get me started on eating balut. For a really long time, I thought that I wasn't Filipino, that I wasn't good enough at all. And I know I'm not the only one. Who here has been clowned on by an auntie before? I have. Not so. So what does it mean to be Filipino? What does it mean to be Filipino American? Is it how much I eat at every potluck? Is it how much I can eat with my spoon and fork? Is it feeling like you don't belong in a lot of different spaces? Is it pursuing a degree that you're not even passionate about because your parents want you to financially thrive in a society that forced them to survive rather than dream? friends, but too American for my Filipino friends. For me, I used to think that being Filipino was about how well I can keep up with Reyna or pinching my nose and staying out of the sun. Let me tell you a story. It's not. When I was 5, my Lola sat me outside and said, "Anak, don't go out in the shade. Your skin's gonna become brown." That's not the right shade. But I'm Filipino, I can't help it. I'm gonna become brown. So, when I saw Reyna being praised for being Filipino, I just thought, when did being Filipino become so cool? So, I hid my skin, I hid who I was, I pinched my nose and hid everything that I was disappointed in. So, when I saw Reyna, I thought being Chilean was about blood and kin, and I was definitely wrong. It's not trying to fix something that you can't change, because being Filipino American is way more than the color of your skin. What I learned in Filipino American Studies is that it's not your skin, it's not your kin, it's not your blood, it's not if you can dance, it's not if you can speak. What you think about Filipino culture is not something you can easily define, that you can easily name. Because what I learned in Filipino American Studies is that you have to search, discover, reclaim. Because being Filipino American means having to create our own definitions because we ourselves don't fit the mold. We are quiet and we are loud. We are overachievers and non-believers. We are stepmoms and stepdads. We are Philippines and Filipinos. Because at the end of the day, deciding what it means to be Filipino is your decision. No one else can discover that for you. For a really long time, I thought that I wasn't Filipino enough, and sometimes not good enough at all. But being Filipino comes from your heart. It comes from your values. For me, it means acknowledging my family, my FASA fam. It means recognizing everyone that has helped me get in this place. It comes from your heart. It comes from your values. So when someone asks you, what does it mean to be Filipino? Stay true to your heart. Speak from your values and speak your truth.
Hey guys, I'm Max. How we doing? Alright, I'm going to take you on a little journey through my life, through a poem I wrote. Half empty or half full. This saying has been used a lot, usually to describe the optimistic or fixed half of the thing. Looking on the bright side or the dark side. Choosing what your viewpoint will be. But to me, it has entirely different meaning. You're half. Does this mean you're empty or full? Half empty or half full. Growing up, I didn't know how to feel about my culture. One side Puerto Rican, one side Filipino. Yet, empty culturally. Grew up in a Filipino household with my Filipino dad, but didn't accept it as me. Grew up with constant reminders from my mom about being Puerto Rican, but didn't accept it as my own. Neither of my cultures is what my society wanted. I couldn't use them to fit in. I couldn't use them to relate. So I abandoned them, opting for a life of emptiness and confusion. Half empty or half full. Blockade seeming to come and flood my cultures instead had abandoned me. My mom, my dad gone, My culture is following close behind. My heart empty from my parental loss. My mind and soul empty from my cultural loss. All I could feel was never being full again. Half empty, or half full. As I grew older, my sense of understanding and maturity grew. Finding the right people to learn from. Some of them sharing my cultures, others not. But everyone accepted each other and wished to understand. The absence of parents covered up by the love from my friends, giving me hope that one day I will understand. The negatives haunting my background, I can now battle those views with the positives they've given me. Being Filipino is more than your DNA. Being Puerto Rican is more than what's in your blood. It means knowing where you came from, the cultures I embrace, the beauty of similarities and differences, of mine and other cultures. Being half of these doesn't cut your worth. It doesn't diminish your belonging in these communities. Being half doesn't mean you can't be full. Being half means you can be half, and yet twice as full. I am half. Full Filipino, full Puerto Rican, full Max. I am half, but I am full.
Hi guys, I'm Emmy, and before I share with you a little poem I wrote about my Filipino American experience, I should share with you a little bit of background about myself. I was born in the Philippines. I only moved to the US a couple years ago. Now, that meant many things. This means many things to myself, my family, my fellow Filipino Americans. Adapting to a new country, culture, expectations, languages, it's tough. And without the support of my family and friends, I wouldn't be here. So, it's been hard for me to describe this transition, but this is how I feel. Emmy, born in the Philippines, plucked out not too long ago. You see, in the Philippines, back home, America is a fantasized dream. Little did they really know, it's not all it seems. See, the mindset is, once you move, you've made it. They didn't tell you about the rest that comes with that. You're immediately forced to learn a new language, but at the expense of your mother tongue, choose. Do you really want that smelly bagoong at the that mom cooked, or that hamburger everyone else is eating? Choose. Stand in the shade to prevent from getting any darker, or join everyone else basking in the sun, fantasizing their color, the very color they simultaneously discriminate against. Choose. See, little by little, things start to add up. You walk straight into the house with your shoes on. No mano que lolo. Teleseries are traded for Netflix. You reply in English to a Tagalog question. But the biggest question, who are you? My answer, I am Emmy, 100% Filipino, 100% American. Unapologetically a blend of two cultures, the product of two hard-working immigrants. And to quote a friend, Kevin Satunai, I have the fire of the sun and stars driving me. So I am Filipino American, unapologetically. The cultural adjustment between two different countries is tremendous. My family and friends have helped me navigate my way through these trials.
And through them, I have experienced error. And I have definitely experienced naysayers. And I've definitely wanted to give up. But I want to remind you guys, do not apologize for who you are, and do not let anyone discount you. And I also encourage you to find your community, to find your FASA fam, to find your friends, your 4 friends who will only support you endlessly.
Before I start, I'd like to take the time to define a word. Culture. Now, the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group. Now, growing up, I was never really exposed to much culture, except for the large amount of elephants that symbolize good fortune found around my house. But besides that, my family never talked about their culture. So, I decided to learn from others. Anyone you ever meet has some ounce of knowledge about some culture that they would probably be willing to share. And more likely than not, it's the culture they're a part of. In taking this class, I have been exposed to Filipino culture. You're my professor and my classmates, who I now consider my friends. These friends have introduced me to 2 things: cultural competence and cultural humility. Now, if you don't know what those 2 things are, I'll try my best to explain. Cultural competence is kind of like reading a book about something and learning the topic all by yourself. No tests, no quizzes. Cultural humility, on the other hand, is more like experiential learning. You read about something, you go out and gather experience, and you learn from interacting with others. Now, I thought I knew everything because I did all the readings, but it's a lot more complex than that. You know that movie, Good Will Hunting? Well, first of all, it's my favorite movie because Will. But anyways, in the movie, there's a scene where Robin Williams' character roasts Matt Damon's character. Matt Damon's character thinks he knows everything about Robin Williams' character. So Robin Williams says, "You're an orphan, right? Do you think I know the first thing about how hard it has been, how you feel, who you are, because I read Oliver Twist?" Now, what I'm trying to say is that it's not enough to be culturally competent. I have to actually engage with the culture and those who are a part of it, including my new stepdad. He gave me a reason to learn about Filipino culture, and it showed me how beautiful it is. And even though we all don't look the same or come from the same backgrounds, we're all here, and we do belong. We're a mix, just like Halo Halo. Did I say that right?